idea really is to work yourself out of a job here. We don't want people to have to be dependent on the types of services we're providing. It really is, creating these teachable moments to build skills, to build a foundation where people can sort of take it from there.
It was remarkable to see families have that aha moment. Wherever that aha moment was, it could have been, teaching their kid how to tie their shoes, to being able to stand in court and advocate for yourself because you're about to lose your house.
I had the privilege of being able to sit in every week on staffings. We had a really good, relationship between the evaluation team and the treatment team because we were actually going into the home to do data collection as well. I think some of the successes that we heard about and that my staff also reported were just this sort of empowerment I think that families felt. One of the things that was hard to measure, but that I think anecdotally definitely happened was this idea about self-advocacy. So empowering families to actually interact with the systems that they were in, whether that be schools, DCS, because that was obviously a large referent for this program, being able to sort of stand up for themselves, have the confidence basically to engage in that way, I think was a success that, wasn't captured in the numbers, but definitely anecdotally was there.
A lot of the parents that we worked with didn't have birth certificates for their kids or didn't have birth certificates for themselves. And this might be because of constantly moving or being displaced or just not having that, understanding that this is something that you should probably have. Mini success would be, getting that birth certificate in their hands and having that to jump off and go on to the next step of whatever they had to get done.
With a program like TIES that is so intensive, even if small gains are earned, it's great, right? We can leave a family even with small gains, and it's wonderful.
People actually kind of grew by leaps and bounds knowing that somebody was actually there who really did care about their outcomes and really did care about helping them.
The biggest successes were those mothers who were addicted to opiates and who had NAS babies. Seeing them not only get clean, but stay clean, and even post-intervention when we would go out and do interviews with them, they still had their workbooks, they still had their notebooks, they were still using the skills that had been imparted to them by the therapist.
Circumstances of living with a parent that has a drug addiction, those kids, they get put in some really tough spots. And there were plenty of times that I would wake up in the middle of the night or if I could sleep, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and just see the kids' faces and just wonder if they ate that day and wonder if, if their parent was putting forward the best effort to keep their family together. I can see the kids' faces right now, and I can see them on day one, I can see them on the last day, and unfortunately I can see them on the days that they were taken from their families, and that was the toughest to deal with.
Even in the cases where, as a professional, I had to make the recommendation for removal, I'm still really proud of the work that we did and the changes that were taking place day in and day out with this program.